Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nuuli Forged. We are back. Thanks for the little delay. We are back. We are Nuuli Forged. We are a 5e actual play D&D stream. I've got it. Welcome back. Thanks for the Pikachus.
Yay!
We play in the world of Nuuli, which... NYC Zombie just joined the party, subscribing for 14 months. Thank you, NYC Zombie.
Damn.
Only 14 months.
I guess, but hey, every bit helps. Much love. Hey,
14 is great.
14 is great. But where was I? Oh yes, we play in the world of Nuuli, which came out of my brain, and 5 of my friends are brave enough to play in, for good or ill. So that's wonderful. We have a couple players who are joining us a little bit later on. There was some traffic and work obligations, so people will. So hopefully, Mike, who plays Defect, and Amber, who plays Greg, will be along within half an hour, 45 minutes, or something like that. But that's all well and good. But let's go around and introduce our friends who are here. So I'm going to need someone to roll me a d20 for the start of this thing, because I need everyone to introduce yourself, introduce your character, and answer a question based on this roll. So somebody roll me a d20. All right, Nereus, Tanner. Ooh, okay. So please introduce yourself, player, introduce your character, and tell us, what does your character feel most confident about? Most confident about. This is your Jeopardy moment. I've got it. Let me know how audio is sounding. It's been a while, so some of the levels might have tweaked or something. As long as you can hear us and the music, we're all good. But let's start off with Sarah.
Ah, crap! When Mike and Amber aren't here, I'm at the top.
Yeah,
That never
the middle becomes the top right quick.
It really does. Hi, I'm Sarah, and I play Olive, who is a half-orc moon druid. And Olive is most confident in her ability to be something else. For all of her, whatever else she is doing, I think she feels she is the most confident when she is something else, when she's an animal or an elemental or...
I dig it. I got that.
Something along those lines.
I got that. That's cool. Maybe that's a journey Olive will go on at some point, a little self-confidence journey. Or something akin to that.
Get in line. That's my thing.
You don't get to be other things.
That's
unless
true.
I make you other things.
Wouldn't that be so much easier?
Or Nereus makes you other things. But...
Except for birds.
Well, speaking of, let's go down to Tanner.
Oh god. My name's Tanner. I'm playing Nereus, the Azamar sorcerer, and confident. I blow shit up real good.
That's true.
Real good.
That's true. I love someone who's confident in their evocation. It's wonderful.
That's all I got.
Hey, glass cannon's a glass cannon. Wonderful.
I'm more of like a... What's that bulletproof glass called?
Gorilla Glass? No.
No.
I don't think so. I don't...
Bulletproof glass.
Plate glass? Is that it?
There's a name for it. No.
Is there like a brand name or something? I don't know.
Acme.
Acme glass.
Acme.
Well,
Yeah,
Acme.
He can take a couple of hits, so he's not a glass cannon. He's like the bulletproof glass. It'll still break, but, you know.
Or ceramic. Cannon.
Oh, is it like the stuff that like falls apart when it shatters, like the like into the pellets or whatever? Safety glass? Or is
well,
that different? I guess it's different.
That's
It's
different.
supposed to just like crack, and you have to shoot it a lot more to like make it break.
Oh, right. I don't know what it's called. Ballistic glass? I don't know. That's the best I got. But hey, let's move on to...
Really thick plexi.
Could be. Let's move on to Matt.
Plexiglass.
Hello, I'm Matt.
Not glass at all, plastic.
Playing the plastic glass. Playing Spook, the Turtle Cleric. And Spoot is most confident when he's praying, or is it a win or a about question?
What does your character feel most confident about?
Oh, his dedication to the journey.
That's nice. Very poetical.
His faith, I think.
I dig it. Cool. And my name is Jared. I play everyone and everything else that is not the 5 player characters. And hey, as a bonus today, happy National Coming Out Day to everybody who is out, being an example, and happy National Coming Out Day to those who are still unable for whatever reason to come out. When you are safe and ready, there's a big old umbrella community waiting for you. So
that was why I changed my shirt that no one can see.
Don't forget to love each other.
I spilled something on the one I was wearing, but
Fair enough.
I did make a conscious choice to put on this one that no one can see in this camera shot because it's just my head and shoulders.
All my rainbows got packed, aside from this, got packed up for the winter.
Yes.
It's only half a rainbow. Where's the other half of it?
Hold it over.
It's just kind of
It's a
folded over
closet.
itself. Yeah. The rainbows in the closet on National Coming Out Day, that is like the worst message. Anyway, it's all good, baby. Well, I promised you all something special and treaty. So at this moment, I would like to invite all the players to hop into the Twitch chat.
Oh.
And I'm going to do something fun and exciting. So once you are in the Twitch chat, let me know.
At the risk of a crotch shot, I don't know if... Oh wait, hang on. Twitch is doing that thing where it automatically plays a video, and I hate...
Yep.
Okay.
It's like talking at me. Stop it. No one cares about Rocket League.
That's true. Nobody does care about Rocket League except the millions of people who play it.
Yeah.
Nerds.
I'm not one of them.
I'm getting the commercial for Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, I was gonna
Nice.
say I'm getting a commercial, but I'm in the chat.
Cool. Well, what are you doing, Matt?
And I was trying to show my keyboard was rainbow colors, but it didn't work.
Oh yes, you do have that fancy new keyboard. That fancy keyboard.
You weren't
thing.
just trying to point the camera at your lap.
I mean, whatever gets us views, I'm okay with, as long as it doesn't violate guidelines. It's all good, baby.
There's probably one in there now.
Well, are we all in the actual thing? You can all see this?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, then, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the following video. Knowledge of both the past and future. Sorry about that, everyone. We had a technical glitch. Let's try that again. You gotta love doing things for the first time. Here we go.
There's sound?
There is sound. I'm so sorry. I messed that one up. Here we go. What began as a group of 5 strangers brought together for a simple recovery mission became the start of something else, something bigger. These figures who would begin to shape the world of Nuuli were Adis Vagar, a human ranger lost in time; Defect, a living construct full of rage and questions; Grig of the Rust, an innovative goblin from a Winton crime family; Carely, a half-elf druid on a quest that would never be fulfilled; and Spoot, a turtle cleric with a desire to know what lay beyond the horizon. Together they would defeat and befriend kobolds, battle serpent folk, and suffer their first loss when Carely fell victim to the lightning breath of a blue dragon. As they mourned their friend, they would become wrapped up in the larger machinations of destiny, as a half-orc druid named Olive entered their lives, seeking their aid. Together they would free a town from enslavement, run a violent criminal network known as the Red Crows out of a larger city, become local heroes, and even rescue Adis's time-lost husband, Kalen. On their various adventures, they would find themselves guided occasionally by a mysterious fey entity named Meridian, who claimed knowledge of both the past and future, all while searching for clues on Adis's missing people, Defect's origins, and the whereabouts of one Oligar Greyclaw, the half-giant leader of the Red Crows and sworn enemy of the party. Eventually, Adis would retire to build a home with Kaelin, and the party would instead accept the company of a strange human-looking sorcerer named Nereus, with strange tattoos which moved over his skin and a connection to both storms and the higher planes of existence. These 5 would battle a Dracolich, treat with benevolent dragons, face terrifying undead, vampires, crime families, gladiatorial events, and creatures of legend, all in the hunt for mysterious artifacts known as shard-touched items, collecting as many as they could in the hopes that they would thwart the Shade Reachers, a group of black-clad mercenaries and zealots who also sought the artifacts. Eventually, the party would learn that the Shade Reachers were also involved with Oligar, and that all their enemies worked for some greater entity called the Ibn Shade. The party's adventures made them many friends and allies. Paduk, the Sprite Guard, a devotee of the Mistress of Glens. Fluxus, the changeling wizard who lives in isolation and conducts experiments in a glimmering void. Spark Yarrow, the former pirate captain turned tavern owner. The archivist, Seda Malor, priest of the Knowing Mistress. Relgan Hertag, the glass archer, and the mighty Mies, leader of the Redstone Kobolds. The party has finally destroyed the phylactery of the Dracolich which threatened to return, and now they know they have only days remaining before the Ibn Shade enacts whatever it is planning to do. Through deep meditation, Spoot has unlocked the coordinates of a teleportation circle he once used, in hopes of traveling quickly to the area in which it is believed the Ibn Shade resides. Defect has met others of his kind, Umbradius, who claims to share experience and closeness with him, and their ally Archimedalius, both of whom have offered their aid should Defect truly need it, despite severe misgivings from Grig. Grig and Olive are both anxious to wipe Oligar from the world of Nuuli for the wrongs done to them and others, and Nereus gets ever closer to answers he has long sought. And now all rest and recuperate at a well-appointed tavern, the Black Pearl, owned by their friend Spark Yarrow, in the city of Winton, readying themselves for what comes next, and comes soon. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed that. That was a fun little thing. Oh, you've got your echo back.
No, it was because I was watching the thing, and the delay was.
Got it.
Turn the volume back. I turned the volume back down. I turned the volume up so I could hear the thing.
It's all good. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that fun little recap, because it's been a while since we played this game, and it just kind of wanted to give you something to recondense your brains a little bit.
Very cool. I'm glad I'm caught up too.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Jared. It was lovely.
Of course. I hope our friendly viewers enjoyed that as well. I hope everybody had a good time with it. Well, with that done, I guess it's time to dive into Last Time on Nuuli Forged. Last time on Nuuli Forged, our heroes battled the ghost of Xinnandu the Ragefire, with the Dracolich whose phylactery they had just destroyed. It was an intense battle, with the party being immobilized by fear and multiple people falling unconscious. Tensions ran high until the very end, when the creature was destroyed in a bout of flame and lightning, and when the ectoplasm settled, Grig was once again dead on the ground. A quick revivify spell from Spoot did not work, and the party realized that Grig still had some form of a curse placed upon them. Acting quickly, Spoot removed the curse using his new mace, Requiem. The shard-touched mace, actually, and attempted the revivify spell again. Thankfully, due to the removal of the curse, the magic succeeded. Grig was restored and no longer cursed by the shadow entity that had previously killed them. The group, now battered, beaten, and utterly drained, returned to the Black Pearl, where Spark Yarrow welcomed them, bathed them, fed them, and set them up with rooms, all without asking for a single gold in return. Now they have another daunting task before them. Tracking down Oligar Greyclaw, defeating him and his strange ally, the mysterious Ibnshade. So, we pick up. You are all waking up in your rooms at the Black Pearl. Having had a full night's rest, you have all your hit points, all your spell slots, all your stuff back, and you are all level 13 now, which is pretty awesome and amazing, so good job there. So you feel a little bit stronger, a little bit tougher, a little bit wiser, or whatever that song is. But
I was just wondering if that's what you were.
yeah, gotta be a little bit strong. I don't know. I was there in the 90s, but I don't remember that song particularly well. Or I guess that was the early... well, whatever. It doesn't matter. Anyway.
It just made me think of the Music Man.
Oh, sure.
The older but wiser.
Check. One by one, you begin to exit into the main common area of the Black Pearl. This early in the morning, there's not too many revelers here. It's just mostly the staff. Sorry?
Ignore that.
Okay.
Bless you.
It is indeed mostly just the staff. So you've got Classy Nick is presumably outside being the bouncer, doing his bouncer thing. You've got you can see Pastel Salt Spray, the halfling bartender, kind of cleaning up a few glasses, getting the bar a bit ready. But seems like they have things well in hand. And of course, Balthazar is standing next to his captain and employer, Spark Yarrow, who, despite the fairly early time in the morning, is dressed in this beautiful, red velvet number that's part corset with tails, and then these tight red leather pants, and just a big black sash of a belt with a bit of a tail going off on one side. Stylish as always, and her sort of patented full-length gloves, kind of almost up to her elbows, in a matching red. But she sees you all, and she says, good morning, lovies. I hope you're feeling much better this morning.
Yeah. You say that.
Wonderful, because you
Lobar,
came in
yeah.
looking quite shit.
I felt like shit.
Wonderful.
Certainly much better than last night, for sure. Thank you again for letting us stay.
Of course, my dears. I do love sharing my abode with friends when I'm able to. But and certainly when times are tough, like you had just had last night. However, don't get used to the free room and board treatment. That's a special occasion for the hard work you put in. Because I, for one, would not desire my establishment ruined by a rampaging Dracolich ghost thing.
I can't imagine anybody would necessarily care for that.
Indeed, lovey, indeed.
Generally bad for business.
Speaking of business, my duckies, it seems as though you have become quite something running around town and the surrounding areas these days. Names being batted about, quite a few bit of attention-grabbing actions to your name, sneaking around, talks of intermingling with dragons and destroying Dracoliches and phylacteries and all sorts of things. Don't know how these rumors get started, lovey, but your profile has risen quite a bit, I must say.
Well, I'm sure Greg will be pleased with that news.
Indeed, whenever they wake up and join us, I'm sure they will be quite happy to know that their fame level has increased.
They
They had a
deserve to.
really rough night last night.
They deserve to sleep in.
Indeed,
Or
you told
day
me that they
yesterday.
died, I suppose, so all the rest you need to recover, I guess. But,
I suppose that warrants a bit of a lie-in.
indeed. And that's not all. There are a few people who came in late last night as you were all quite asleep. An interesting pair of individuals that, well, have been asking for you. Most specifically, for Nereus.
Who do you know here, Nereus?
I mean, I've met loads of people coming and going from port.
Well, these two individuals left a bit of a letter for you, my ducky. Here you are, love.
Oh,
And
boy.
and Balthazar produces a letter. Spark takes it and leans over the table, showing ample cleavage, and offering it to you, Nereus.
I'll gingerly take the letter.
It's quite an interesting pair they were as well. One was a sort of a half giant with a set of green and black plate armor, and the other one was an orcish gentleman, fairly handsome actually, in black and gold armor. I don't suppose that rings any bells to you all?
Does it?
Does it?
It does not. You've met half orcs and half giants and orcish people many times, but those specific armor that's described, nothing rings a bell.
No, I'm afraid not.
Don't see a lot of people in plate mail in this weather.
Well, it is getting quite colder, my lovey.
Did they happen to give a name, or...?
Well, they did not give a name, but having my sources, I was able to learn from a fellow proprietor of an establishment where they have taken their rest for the evening that they checked in under the names of Pagon and Sugar.
And that doesn't ring a bell either, right?
Nope.
Alright.
And they're only looking for Nereus?
I opened the anthrax letter.
Wonderful. So you open the letter, Nereus. And if you look in your journal, you will find a letter for Nereus. You may read it aloud or not, at your desire.
I need to find my glasses.
If you click the magnifying glass, it will zoom in for you.
No, I still can't see. I'm actually quite blind, I just don't like wearing my glasses.
Hey, I get it. Although you look quite good with them. Quite handsome.
Well, let me read it first, and then I'll decide.
As Nereus reads the letter, Spark looks to the other pair of you. Says, "I don't know exactly what their business was about, lovies, but they looked like quite tough customers, if you know what I mean."
Yeah, a lot of people we deal with look that way.
This gives me the impression that this wasn't good news they were delivering.
Well, I could not say, lovey. I'm not one to read another person's mail.
Insight check.
Make an insight check.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna let it go.
Absolutely, you may make an insight check.
I'll give her a slight eyebrow raise and then that's it.
16.
Spark is. You get the sense that Spark is not above a lot of information gathering sort of tactics, but you don't think she would read someone's sealed mail.
I'll ask you this: with a passive insight of 20, have I known Spark, if I encountered Spark long enough to get any inkling from that.
She's a hard read.
Okay, fair. That's what I figured.
Yeah, she's a very hard read.
I'm suspicious of her, in general.
She's done nothing but help you, but sure, you can be as suspicious all you want.
Yeah, no.
That's part of why Olive is suspicious of her.
I think her intentions are good, but she had, probably does things in mysterious ways.
And Balthazar is, as always, just kind of standing there, kind of nodding along when she makes statements and sorts of things. You've noticed over the interactions you've had that Balthazar rarely says anything. But he has this weird ability to just sort of be wherever Spark needs him to be. A proper first mate, if you will.
Yeah. He does talk, though, yeah?
You have heard him speak, but just not often. Nereus, as you finish the letter, what do you do?
Nereus is gonna all the color is gonna drain from his face. And the letter's just gonna start falling from his hands. And then Nereus is just gonna vanish.
It, like, run out of the room, vanish, or like into thin air?
He's gone.
Did he drop the letter before he went?
Yes.
He did.
I'm gonna
pick
pick...
it up.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Then I'm going to show you this letter. Now, everybody, if you check your journals, you will see the letter.
Letter for Nereus. There it is.
Indeed.
Oh, it is real tiny.
Yep. All you got to do is hit the button.
I am zooming. Unfortunately, when it zoomed...
So many letters.
Well, for those of you who cannot read it, it reads... why don't you read it to us, Spoot?
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Spook puts on tiny spectacles on the edge of his nose. Greetings. It is...
You're more of a monocle person.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, I have to take off the cat eye sunglasses. Put on the monocle. Tip my sombrero back so there's some... Anyway. It is Nereus, isn't it? I apologize that we have not had the opportunity to meet properly, but these are busy times and there are pressing needs that must be done. For example, I have been far too busy to be able to meet you and your family, but my associates in Laurenton were happily free. You have such an impressive and expansive clan, so many siblings that not a single one feels left out. Quite an expert job of parenting by your mothers. I especially look forward to having an opportunity to make Joy's acquaintance and sample her renowned bread. As they have done such a wonderful job raising you all, I am of a mind to extend to you a courtesy. Go home, spend time with them, a month perhaps, and I will guarantee my protection to your entire family. These are dangerous times after all, and I'd hate for any of the dangers in Laurenton to befall them. Luckily, I am keeping an eye on them to make sure they remain unmolested. You're welcome. You don't have a stake in this conflict. You don't need to put yourself in danger. You don't need to risk your family's well-being. Despite rumors, I am not a monster, and I have no desire to hurt you, let alone kill you. I don't even begrudge that you were involved in Odo's demise. Your companions, however, well, let's say we have history. I do hope you'll take me up on my beneficence. Regards, Oligar Greyclaw.
Well, at least we know where Nereus is now.
And with that, we jump to Nereus. Nereus, where are you?
The front door.
You see a familiar front door. You've seen it many times in your life. You know exactly how to get there?
Yeah. I teleport over.
Yep.
And I just like bust it down as much as 8 strength can bust down the door.
You
Open
bust
it
in,
with-
and which, by the way, it is the middle of the night in Laurentian when you bust in. So go ahead, make a strength check for me, if you'd be so kind.
That's not gonna happen.
Spook just sends
Are
a
you
message.
fucking
Do you need
kidding me?
guidance?
On a natural 20,
Wow.
Nereus, emboldened by the letter, you burst through the door, which you probably had a key to anyway, but you burst through it into the room, and you see a big open kitchen, a massive table that's been cobbled together to house so many more people than it ever should have. And then within moments, you see a massive hulking figure of an orcish woman burst through a door with a cudgel raised in her hand and not even a bedsheet on. And she bursts in the room, and you recognize your mother. She's like, die, you little... Nereus, what are you doing, boy? Why are you knocking down the door?
Sorry, Mom. I got a really bad letter, and I came to check on everybody to see if you're okay.
You got a bad letter? Well, as far as I know...
Met any people claiming to know me coming by?
No, we haven't met any new friends that claim you, anyway. And nobody stands out. Few customers that were new.
Anybody that looks tougher than usual?
Not particularly.
Good to hear.
Sweetie,
All right.
why don't you sit down for a moment? And it's at this point, Joy, Mama, comes out. What is going on? Oh, Nereus! Nereus, you are here. Oh, hello, my lovely. Oh, but why are you here in the morning? She is wearing this cute little, like, frilly nightgown that's got, like, big frill, puffy shoulders. You have no idea how it could be comfortable to sleep in this thing, but either she does or she put it on to come out. What are you doing here so early in the morning, lovey? Come here, my darling. Come here, Nereus. And she, like, pulls you in and sits you down in a chair. Your mom grabs a blanket that's, like, thrown over another chair and, like, kind of puts it around herself, realizing that her son is in the room and she's been naked this whole time. And she kind of closes the door and says, you actually got it off the hinges almost. Not bad. And she puts a big bar of, like, something behind it.
I think I might be able to fix that.
I hope so. You broke it.
Yeah, I did. But no, I just there's some dangerous people out there that we are trying to deal with, and I got a letter from them
saying that they had attacked us.
That they have friends here in Laurentian, and they'd hate for anything to befall you.
Well, Nereus, surely there's nothing to be worried about. I mean, we have the captain, we have all sorts of friends. These people, I mean, Laurentian can be a dangerous city, don't get me wrong, but I'm sure everything will be fine.
I know, I needed to come check.
Oh, you are a good boy. And she kind of like reaches out and pats your cheek and gives you a kiss on the forehead. Oh, I'm so proud of you. You are such a good boy. But really, we've been here a very long time and we've survived very well.
Right. I know. I need to go just inform some people.
Are you going to fix the door first?
Oh, yeah. I'll start using mending on the hinges.
Yeah, a couple minutes of mending cantrips, and the door is right as rain again. Useful magic you got.
Oh, it gets more fun. But I'm gonna go talk to some people. I'll be back in like an hour. Or so.
All
I
right,
don't
use
know.
your key next time.
Right, key. Yes. I will do.
All right, Nereus, you have a good chair, Neri. Don't worry. We'll be here. I'll make you some bread, or I'll get some bread started, or maybe I'll make. And she starts just muttering about like things she could possibly throw together in an hour, which is quite a lot. She's got practice. And so you can leave and go off. Where would you like to go?
I'm just gonna go to where like Captain Kate can be, like at least like a messenger that can go to her.
Mhm.
If needed.
Yeah.
And just let them know that the house in my family might just need an extra set of eyes.
Make an investigation check for me, Nereus, if you'd be so kind.
My strong suit. Oh, why is my mouse doing this? I need a new mouse. Jesus Christ.
Whatever it's doing, your mouse is rolling really well.
I know.
A 19
Yeah, but
is
it's
pretty
like
amazing.
it's doing like a bunch of extra clicks that I don't want it to do.
Got it. You actually find Captain Crassity Crate's second or first mate, and he tells you that the captain's actually like off ship at the moment, at a familiar apartment. You know that the apartment that you are given belongs to one Corin Collins, one of your oldest friends.
Right.
The first mate says the captain's been feeling a little ill, so he went to someone he could trust to look up, or to look at some ailment that he's got.
Okay. I mean, I would hate to bother them, so can you just give a message?
Nereus, if it's that important, you best be going to the captain himself.
Okay. Nereus will just start running.
All right, yeah, you run without issue. You know the way. And you find yourself at another familiar door here in Laurentian in the early morning lights.
I bust down the door. I knock.
After a couple moments, you hear a small feminine voice. Who's there?
It's Nereus.
Oh, Nereus. And the door opens. Creak. Nereus. And you see Corin, your halfling female friend. It's the middle of the night. What are you doing here so early?
I know. I apologize. I forgot about time changes. When I was in Winton.
Oh well. Come on in. And she shows you in to the room, and it's not. She doesn't have like a massive place. It's a small little apartment. It's like got one bedroom, and sitting up on the couch, obviously having like been asleep there. You see Captain Crassity Cates in his full captainy regalia. We're not going to say piratey because who knows, but. He doesn't have his hat on, but he's got a bandana on. He's got a glass eye, and kind of a lightning-shaped scar that runs like kind of across his temple. And otherwise, a well put together but disheveled because he slept in it kind of attire. Big frock coat and whatever. Nereus, my boy, what could possibly be sending you here at this time of night?
I got this letter. Nereus is just gonna start patting down where he keeps things. Shit, I must have dropped it in Winton. There's some well-connected and kind of bad people that my friends and I have been up against, and I got a letter that they know my family.
They be making threats against your clan, eh?
Yeah.
All right. Well, what do they look like? Who are they? And he begins to like get himself like more put like his boots on and kind of stand up.
Are you sure you're feeling well? I heard that you've been under the weather.
Oh, just a wee cough. Corin here. She's quite a skilled healer, you know.
Oh, I bet.
Nereus, make a quick insight check for me.
What was I say?
Not my job normally.
Do it for us.
Why
It's
is
not
my
bad.
mouse- I'm
Cool.
gonna kill my mouse.
Well,
Hey, the first
with
click.
a 13, you get an easy read off Corin. There's been no like funny business. Like she obviously like awoke from her bed. Like you can look in the window in the door real quick, and you see like the bed displayed. And you do not get a sense of like impropriety amongst them. Like you get the sense that they're hiding something, but it's not that they're boning. You get that much.
I don't care. Okay.
Yeah.
They're adults.
Mhm.
So Nereus is just gonna start off with kind of like describing, because I haven't seen Oligar,
Correct.
right? So I'm
Correct.
just gonna kind of describe him how Griggs described him. And like, I do have minor illusion. Kind of just like make a little model of him. And then
You have interacted with Shade Reachers, however.
those are the people with the black tattoos, right?
Yeah, like the mercenaries and wizards
Yeah,
and whatever.
and
with
then
the black.
I'll prestidigitation, kind of like a generic version of them, or not minor illusion,
Yeah, absolutely.
and then kind of describe the folks that came into the Spark Yarrow's tavern, how she described them.
Very cool. He nods, taking it all in, paying attention to everything you say, and looking closely at these illusions you conjure. All right, lad. Well, if there's protecting of your family to be done, you can be sure that the Light and Eyes crew will do it. So, all that needs else to be said is, looks like you should be getting some rest yourself. I'd best be off and make sure your family's well looked after. And he puts on a sash and his sword, and kind of puts on his hat, nods to you and says, and looks to Corian. Good night, lass. Always a pleasure. Thanks for the help. And he leaves, leaving you alone with Corin. Well, that's quite scary. I do hope everything's okay. I've not seen anyone that you've described or heard anything about it. I'll keep my eye out as well, of course.
I'd appreciate that.
Yes.
We're going to the far north, to the glaciers. We don't know what that we're expecting up there, but push come to shove, just long term, keep an eye on everybody for me, please.
Of course, Nereus. You never need to worry about that. We're like family, we are. And
I know.
you'd best be
sometimes
taking
just
care of
feels-
yourself, too.
I do my best. I have my friends going with me. Speaking of, I should probably get back to Winton.
Well, that's good, but I know you've been having a wild time the last few years, and good on you for it. But do really come back. I shouldn't be telling you this, but you and I, we're friends like family, yeah?
Yeah.
You know, and ever since my mother passed away, I always thought that was it, that I'd had nothing else. But turns out I do have a dad.
Exciting.
Yeah, and it's been exciting getting to know him, and she kind of winks at you. It's nice when he comes to visit,
Okay.
if you understand what I'm saying.
I think I do.
Good. I always knew you were smarter than people gave you credit for, but it shouldn't become common knowledge, if you know what I mean. Could be bad for me and other people.
Oh, of course. I mean, I'm a little stressed out right now, so you might have to tell me again soon. But,
Yeah, of course. No, don't worry about your family. The captain, and she winks again, will keep a good eye on them. And so will I.
I appreciate it.
Of course.
Alright, I should see myself back to Winton.
Okay. Are you going to teleport, or use a teleport circle, or what are you going to do?
Well, I'm out of 7th level spell slots now, so, teleportation circle.
Alright. And which teleportation circle are you using?
I think I only have the tavern, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
great.
I've just head to that tavern that I got the circle from.
Alright, so you head to the Polished Mug and make your way back. Meanwhile, we go back to Spoot and Olive, having read the letter. What are you going to do with this information? Spark Yarrow looks very confused as Nereus has vanished and you have picked up this letter. What does she see on your faces as you read it?
Grave concern.
Concern. Should we go after him, you think? Or you think he'll come back?
I think I know where he went, and
Certain I know where he went. Don't you have a safe thing there or something?
I do. I don't want to be too rash. Perhaps I should just send him a message first.
Oh, there's a novel idea.
Now, if you don't mind, lovies, what's going on?
Well, to try to put this plainly, we've made enemies with some very bad people, and it seems that they've decided to use Nereus's family as sort of leverage against us, and
Oh,
promising that they won't do any harm to them if Nereus basically stays out of the fight.
The obvious answer is that he's gone to check on them.
I'd be doing the same, honestly. Oh dear. Poor Nereus. I do hope that lovey's alright, and of course for his family I wish nothing but safety.
I know that Nereus can take care of himself, and after meeting his family, I'm sure they can too, but the people we're dealing with, unfortunately, are very dangerous. I would not take these threats lightly. In fact, I'm concerned that you may be at some risk yourself after taking us in, so I think the sooner we remove ourselves, the
If
better for
every
everyone.
tavern owner who ever took in anyone who was a bit on the lam sort of became a target, lovey, there'd be no more taverns left to keep.
That's a good point.
Besides, I may be retired, but that doesn't mean I'm incapable.
Oh, I have
Never
no
suggest
doubt.
such a thing.
I have no doubt. I just don't like putting others at risk for something that is
Well, I appreciate that, Lovey, and you are a soul of brightness for doing so.
Forewarned is for something.
Armed, Lovey.
That.
So you send a message to Nereus, and you don't get a response. You know that the message worked, but like it's just you get the sense that his mind is racing, and he just can't respond to you at the moment.
Let's give it a moment. The others are not awake yet. I don't want to make any decisions without them. Perhaps he will return. If we are to believe this letter, then there's no immediate danger. I suppose there's always a risk.
Unless it was bait to get him to go there.
Which is also true.
He could be walking into a trap.
He does sort of know what to look out for if he keeps his wits about him. I suppose maybe my message didn't go through. Perhaps he's in the midst of traveling or something. I don't know. Let's give it a moment. If he doesn't return, I'll try again.
Yeah, so about a half hour goes by. Spark gets some early morning beverages for you.
Coffee?
Yeah. I guess we'll have to play with some background audio for you, Matt, some adjusting of things. But that's okay. About half an hour later, you feel like you could try again and hopefully get a response from Nereus.
Should I try again now?
It's up to you.
I'll do one more. And I'll send a message saying, Nereus, I'm just checking in. We saw the letter. If there's anything you need us to do, don't hesitate to let us know. And if you need to stay with your family, we understand. You don't have to be a part of this, and we don't want to put your family at risk. I'm probably close to being my limit there.
Nereus, you get that message. About the time you are racing towards Corin's.
I have some loose ends to tie up. I'll see you all in like an hour.
Okay. Well, I got a response this time. He says he'll see us in an hour. He's taking care of some things. So I think we should respect that.
Okay.
Cool.
We can follow him.
That could be the trap Thalagar is looking for.
Also possible.
I don't want to give them an easy target just yet.
A couple of people come in. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, if he doesn't show up in an hour, I'll try again.
I suppose if nothing else, we should wait. We'll have to wake. We'd have to wake up the others if we were going to go anywhere.
Very
Imagine
true.
it would be a bit disorienting for them to wake up and everyone's gone.
A couple of people come in to the Black Pearl during this time, and it looks like well-to-do, well-dressed individuals kind of coming in for a bit of breakfast. You're not sure who's doing the cooking, because you only know of the 3 people who work here. But you've seen other people from time to time, but you haven't met the cook yet. But whoever they are does a good job. As food is brought out, Spark Yarrow, Captain, provides you with some like nice hearty meals, like porridge with fruit and that kind of stuff. A side of bacon and whatnot. Sausage, perhaps. And about an hour later, Nereus comes re-entering through the front velvet curtain of the Black Pearl.
Oh, we don't have to go looking for you.
That I would be back in an hour.
Nereus, I'm
And
so
here you
sorry.
How is everyone?
They're fine. I didn't have a personal stake in this, but now things are personal.
Isn't it the middle of the night there?
Do you think I was paying attention?
Is there a time zone difference? Sorry, this is not in character. This is like genuine. Is there actually a time? Like, aren't we both on the East Coast?
No,
No.
you are on the East Coast. Larenton is on the West Coast. Look at the
Oh,
map.
the West Coast. Oh, I see. Okay. It was covered by the red dot in the circle.
Yeah.
What is the time zone difference across Nuuli? 2 hours? 3 hours?
Who's to say? It was the middle of the night there.
I'm pretty sure the
Like
DM's to
6.
say.
I mean, I know, but
What are you talking
it's like 4 hours. Yeah. Johanna is a fairly wide continent, so.
Fair. Okay, back in character now. Nereus, I do mean what I said. We don't want to put any of your lovely family at risk, or you unnecessarily. If you want out of this, that's okay.
No. A man threatens my family and expects me to just sit there and do nothing.
Well, I'm sure the other two will echo my sentiment, but we will do whatever we can to help protect your family.
I appreciate that. But, I notified people in Larenton. People are gonna keep an eye out. So, yeah. Gonna blow this bastard up.
Does
When
anyone
you,
there
and when
you
you
know-
say that, you hear a rumble of thunder from outside.
That's insight check.
On what? On thunder?
Nature check.
Yeah, you absolutely can.
Here's just turns
oh.
around. Not
and-
now, Dad.
Was it raining when you came in?
No.
I need your mouse, Nereus. Tanner.
Yeah, I do agree. You can have the mouse. It's pissing me off.
On a 14, it sounds like thunder.
Well, what? Okay, I'm gonna look outside. I'm gonna like look out the window or something, see if it's raining, lightning, something.
Yeah, there's a bit of rain.
Huh,
Looks like it's
well,
just starting.
fortuitous, I suppose.
Go outside into the rain?
I hesitate to move or make any decisions until the two sleepyheads awake.
I mean, I'm just gonna step out in the rain. I don't think that's a decision. Well, that is a decision, but like,
Fair.
Yeah, you step out
We'll
into
keep
the
an eye on
rain.
you.
You step out into the rain, Nereus, and it is a gentle lapping kind of rain, just light little pelts. But you can see on the horizon, out across the sea, there's a roiling thunderhead out there. And welcome, Mike. Nice to see you again.
Hey guys.
Yo.
It's a good time for Defect to wander downstairs as Nereus steps outside to enjoy a moment in some light rain.
can I
Oh,
nature?
defect, we're having breakfast.
What was that,
Did
Nereus?
I miss
Nature or
anything in the
Arcana
last
check?
hour?
Yeah, either one you would like to do.
Wait, who's going first? Nereus?
Nereus.
What the fuck, mouse? Jesus Christ! Stop
Well-
using up all my good rolls.
with a 21 Arcana check. Nereus, the storm is natural. Like nothing brought it here. But in a weird way, you can sense, like, you feel a deep, like, you normally feel a deep connection to storms anyway, but you feel a much deeper one farther out at sea, to that roiling, sublimating thunderhead that you can see. Like, there's a connection there that goes beyond the logical to the emotional and the elemental. And whether it is feeding off of your anger or you're feeding off of it, you don't know. But there's, even though it's natural, there's something about it that is connected to you in this moment.
Okay. Just gonna chill out there with it for a moment.
Yeah. And at this point, Defect walks into the main area of the Black Pearl.
Hello. I completely forgot what we've been up to, what we're doing, where we are, what our current mission is.
We're in the talk.
So yesterday you battled the ghost of a Dracolich after destroying a phylactery, and Grig died, and then Spoot removed a curse and was able to revive them. But pretty much
it's all coming back to me.
Yeah, but pretty much everybody got knocked unconscious yesterday at least once. And
it feels like it was a month ago, but it was only yesterday.
Feels like it's been 2 months ago.
Yeah,
that is true.
3 even.
Much longer.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Olive will push some breakfast toward Defect and remember that he doesn't eat.
Defect, I think you should sit down for this. We have a bit of news.
Did Greg die again?
No, I assume Greg is still sleeping.
I mean, we haven't seen them yet this morning, so maybe. But
I died again.
I think the ghost of Carolee just goes. I think Greg probably needs more rest, but just so everyone is on the same page, we'll let Greg know. There's been some troubling news. Nereus, is it okay? Well, Nereus is still in the rain. I'm just going to share the letter.
So if you look in your journal, Defect, you will see that there is a letter to Nereus that Spoot passes over to you. You can read it, but the long and short of it is
letter for Nereus.
Yeah, the long and short of it is that Nereus's family has been threatened by Oligar. If he chooses to involve himself in your confrontation, then Nereus will be putting his family at risk. Somehow Oligar has learned who he is and where he's from and who his family is.
So Nereus has already been to Laurentien and back this morning. And now he's standing in the rain.
Just full anime emo style.
Wait, no,
long hair ever.
I have the meme for this. Hold on.
Oh no.
The memes, all the memes.
But he has the magical umbrella, so it's not like
he's just like holding up his finger and he's precipitationing the rain away as it happens.
He might not be at this moment in time. He might just be enjoying the rain.
That's for you guys.
Oh, that's right. But you have like control of water to a degree.
He just has a magical umbrella.
When I want to.
So, what are we doing?
Well, I think all of us should be together, but we should definitely discuss our next move. We don't really know where Oligar is, but we think we know where the ultimate goal of the Ibn-Shade is.
Did you find that out?
Yes, and I believe I have the coordinates that can take us there, but we have to go when the time is right. We don't want to rush this. Perhaps if we can track down Oligar, we might be able to eliminate that problem on our way to the Hidden Shade.
So because it's been a couple of months, just to clarify a couple things here for you, Spoot. You have identified the location by name. You've been told about Craghold and found information on that. And you have a teleport.
Can he freeze?
Oh no. Alright. Are we back?
Sure, 404.
Are we back?
The mission you are seeking is no longer available.
DM not found.
Please contact your D&D server provider.
Again. Okay.
Am I back?
Yes.
You're back
We
now.
think so. Do you feel back?
I do, but
Maybe.
oh,
Hold on to
hey!
your bladders.
All right, we're back. Oh wow, crazy times. Wow.
Sorry, that's my siren. I'm working on putting the headphones back on.
Oh no, it's okay. Like OBS did a weird OBS quit thing, and the bit rate's way down. Oof. I don't know what's going on. Something crazy's going on. But we're back. We're good. We're good now.
They're not just threatening Nereus' family, they're threatening the entire campaign.
Yes. So, to clear up a few things, sorry about the technical glitches, everybody. To clear up a few things for you, Spoot, you have learned the name Craghold from your research. And you have learned the teleportation circle that you used previously. That gets you to the general area, but you don't actually know where Craghold is directly.
Gotcha.
We'll
clarify accordingly.
But you are correct that you've been told like you have to hit the Ibn Shade at the proper time, but you also know that Oligar is in league with the Ibn Shade, and you did chase him kind of in that direction from Fey Harbor at one point, if you'll recall that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what you got. You can always check in to see if you can find when the lunar alignment is actually going to occur.
Oh, right. That was 2 weeks from the last time we were at that temple.
More or less.
Mandarian, right?
Well, that is
Hey, Matt.
the temple of the Dreamweaver that you went to last time was in Fey Harbor. But there are multiple temples to the Dreamweaver. She's a fairly well-known deity. She's in most cities, as she's often where people go to get hitched.
Hey, Spoot, if you look at that letter there, can you scry on the person who wrote it? You are muted.
You're muted. Jeez, one little technical interruption and everything goes to pot.
Nope. As I don't have a scrying focus. But if I recall correctly, you do.
Cool. Let's take 5 here to let everybody get their systems rewound. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break, just a little short rest, to get us back in the swing of it. And we will pick up right here when we come back in 5 minutes. Thank you all very much. Thank you, I've got it. Thanks for the the re-upping of... we're not a pro streamer. We're just trying to have a little fun here. So we'll be right back in 5 minutes. Thanks, everybody. Hello, everyone. We are back. Thank you for sticking with us while we had a bit of a protracted break to deal with some technical issues.
Discord.
First time back, and it's just a wild, wild night. All right. Well, so you have reconvened. Nereus is out in the rain, perhaps collecting his thoughts or whatever. And you have just explained to Defect what, and shown him this letter that Nereus got.
What do you think, Defect?
If I'm reading this letter correctly, Oligar wants Nereus to leave the party.
That's what I gathered.
And to be with the family?
Yes, he's already been to Laurentian this morning, checked on his family. He said they were fine, and then he went to stand in the rain.
I know humans are weird, but I know them well enough that is a very strange habit. One that usually means it's not okay.
I mean, he's not really human, but...
Right, he just looks like
Close enough, right?
Close enough. Still strange. Very, very strange. So...
He's always been weird about the rain, though.
Ideally, the best course of action would be to protect his family. But if we can't directly find Oligar, but know that he must somewhere be in the vicinity of the family.
Well, I don't know. He has people though. Spoot, do I recall correctly that you have a scrying focus and could potentially use this letter to locate the person who wrote it?
I do. Let's see.
I mean, it's a handwritten letter, right?
I don't think I need the letter. I think I can just try to scry and see where Oligar is, for instance.
Doesn't the letter help?
It makes it changes the DC.
I think the fact that you have an object makes it better.
That's right. Position or garment likeness or picture.
So I will say that this letter you have was written, presumably by Oligar, but you don't it's not something that he owns. It's not like his sock or something like that.
Right. We need his lock of hair or something would be nice.
Right. Those sorts of things would definitely affect the modifier on the spell. The letter won't. But you are familiar, or you have met him firsthand, I would say.
So it's a clean...
Yeah, so there's no modifier, because you've definitely interacted with and met him. But I don't think you would know him well unless you can make an argument that you do.
No, unless killing us counts as knowing someone well.
Greg has some of his things, supposedly, no?
Well, yes, they did grab something from the mansion. I think that was once upon a time we were considering using that. I
Yes.
don't know if that happened or if we got distracted because
Greg is carrying around their pillows or something like that.
that's true. Can we go grab one of those pillows?
Greg is currently asleep, and for all intents and purposes, their stuff is unavailable to you at this point in time.
Sure, but
Well, let's put a pin in the scrying.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, it's also the scrying is also not necessarily going to tell us where he is, unless he happens to be.
I will say as well that like people say like my pillow, but like, do you really think of like your pillow as like my pillow, or is it just a pillow you own?
Oh no, I have a special pillow.
Okay, well, Oligar's not that kind of guy, but
maybe some of his hair remains.
But who knows? It might work.
Hair. All right, I was just trying to think of ways we could use this letter to our advantage, and there's nothing that Olive can do that it will help.
I mean, you are certainly welcome to attempt to scry on Oligar. Like, I don't want to say you can't, because you 100% can.
Sure, but examining this letter, it's not giving us any more information than what's written on it.
The only location given in the letter is Laurenton.
Right. And Nereus has been there today and knows that.
True.
Okay, so we know we can scry. We don't necessarily have to do it now. I'm not sure if that would benefit us per se. I think our chances could be low. He's a crafty individual. Perhaps we need to take a look over.
And unless he is standing in front of a landmark, like, that's not going to help us find him.
Exactly. Perhaps we should take a look over the notes that I have compiled about this issue, and Spoot starts to like pass out pamphlets and stuff. Real life look at those notes would be turning to the notes library channel in the Discord, where I have pasted everything that relates to this in particular in order back in March, if you can believe it.
I believe that.
April, that's the 4th month. Sorry.
Yes. Uh-huh.
I mean, I can sort of like read over and character adjust, but I think most of the stuff we've gone over recently-ish. In particular, though, the most recent thing has been this prophecy, which I'm not entirely sure I've deciphered.
Right. And when we went to... At some point, we knew exactly when the moon convergence was relative to now. Do we still know that?
Well, in those notes, at the time I made them.
Right. It was
at the time 3.5 weeks ago.
How long has it been since then?
Some days.
Some days, because we've come and we've killed the Dracolich since then.
Yeah,
actually,
you've done quite a few things in the intervening days. You think you've got about a week and a half, a little over a week and a half.
Right, because there was a waiting for the Dracolich experience, and then we killed it. So some days have gone by. All right.
Yeah, I was going to say it's been like several because we had to wait for the Dracolich thing.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
All right, so the prophecy. This is what I'll specifically speak on. That I had most recently.
Are you doing this in the tap room, or do you retreat to one of your rooms?
It's a good question. Let's go to one of our rooms.
Okay.
Spoot picks up the pamphlets.
Where are you finding a printing press?
This is all handwritten in my journal. Just ripping them out.
Nereus, do you rejoin your companions?
Yeah, after just kind of sitting outside.
Okay.
Yeah, getting the vibes from the storm.
Is he wet when he rejoins us?
No.
We all knew that answer.
Yeah, we did.
Prestidigitation at the door. What do you think? I am an animal?
No, just a human, apparently.
Classy Nick nods to you and gives you a big a smirk as you prestidigitate the water away, and it kind of flops back out the door, joining the rest of the water that's hitting the ground. But you can all gather in one of the rooms that you have and have this discussion.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the most recent vision I have received has been the prophecy of the tall man. Not what he seems. A fourth? Maybe I'm missing part of this. I'm realizing this is incomplete, perhaps. A fifth from a tower. 6 on the way. A skeletal snake, which we're familiar with. And then something about a dark figure hiding in a bright dream, encouraging shadows to exist beneath the light. Holds a shining influence that holds the light away while the cancer grows beneath, forever binding itself to a brilliant idea. And that must be the hidden shade.
Sure.
I don't know, but this tall man, not what he seems. Unless it's Oligar?
I mean, he can be mist. That would be not what he seems. We have seen him mist.
Mm-hmm.
Really powerful too.
Also that. We know who's not tall. Bodo is not tall.
He's also very dead.
He's also dead. Alright, so Matt, you said you have you know Matt. Spoot. Spoot, you said you know kind of where we're going? In a vague way?
I believe he's being reformed in Craglorn, which I believe I have found coordinates that get us close to there, but not exactly there. But I believe that is the tower from this prophecy. I've seen visions of it, right, Jared? Correct me if I'm wrong. I've seen a vision of this tower,
Yeah.
right? I think I would know it if I see it.
You had a dream in Mandarian where the silver-skinned woman told you that they had information that pointed north near the southwest of the far Balaged range. And that the faithful to the Horizon Walker have prayed for guidance and protection from black-clad ruffians with black tattoos over their bodies.
Right. That's way north from here.
Let me take out the map that I've been sketching on, and we'll mark a little point where we think that is.
It is an unknown amount of distance north from here. Like it's that way, but we have no way of knowing how far that way.
And then I'm trying to find the note exactly and piecing together when I was told the timing needed to be right and when to approach.
It's the moon conversions, isn't it the same as the moon
We
conversions?
pretty much have to go on that day, I think.
Well, we have to confront them on that day. That's when they will all be there. We can.
Yeah, it was the
place.
same dream you had in Mandarian. The silver-skinned woman told you that only at the height of its dark intent, while it is exposed and open to powers beyond your ken, can you truly destroy the darkness.
Sparkling darkness.
If you strike before the night of the lunar alignment, the entity might be delayed, but it will not be destroyed. These are things that you were told in your dream, Spoot.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Alright. So we have a vague area, and we have a way to get nearby the vague area. But once we get there, we still have to find them.
I'm guessing So, I mean, if you can't get us directly there, it'd also be bad to just show up on the heads.
Yeah, the tricky part is I'm not sure after we teleport how much time it might take to get there, and
Right.
how obvious it might be that we've arrived.
Right. Where is this teleportation circle? You said you've used it before. Is it like in the town square?
It's the basement of this tavern, isn't it? That tavern where I arrived after leaving the library.
That's where the one that
Tavern?
here is. But you
I
unlocked the coordinates for the library that you were in.
right, and the library we think is close to. Gotcha.
Yeah.
The library that's in the swamp? Or is this a different library?
Different library. The one I discovered when I went on my solo journey.
Okay. Okay, the library you've been to that we have not.
Correct.
Where there's a snake?
Not anymore,
I'm
but it
making
was
that
there. It was there. The snake is important. The same skeletal snake that nearly TPK'd us. I gave it back something that belonged to it in an attempt to save the party. Worked. But it's basically, I think, helped put the snake back together, and it is working to join with the Even Shade.
Cool.
Giant bone snake.
Yeah.
Correct.
I can't remember if you all told me this story before.
Shuzaksa.
Right.
As-
We last saw him in like the arid waste. That's in the other direction.
It's a long time ago.
Actually, I'm not sure Olive was there.
No, it was
Olive's
pre-Olive and pre-Nereus.
Correct.
That
I have a
was an
sketch
OG
of them in my
adventure.
journal. I'll show Olive and Nereus for those that are
Yeah,
unfamiliar.
and what you see is like a big, bony... It's like a cobra, but no skin, no muscle, just pure bones.
Oh,
All right. Looks
Big
unfriendly.
fangs. Big fangs shooting lightning.
It is very unfriendly. And I'm not sure the connection exactly, but it is made some deal with Even Shade, I think, to perhaps to help return something of value to the Even Shade, and in return will gain its
It's
body
not
back.
another. It's not another undead thing we have to kill a phylactery for, is it?
I'm not sure it's connected in the same way, but it is certainly some sort of undead thing.
Of course it is.
Well, I suppose we now have experience with undead things. Although I'm not sure that will translate, and also that took us a lot. That took us more than a week and a half to sort out.
Yeah, we don't have that kind of time, but perhaps cutting off the Even Shade will also render Shuzaksa weaker. While I don't think it is not a threat, I certainly think it perhaps maybe third in line on the list of the big three.
Cool.
So I think the questions we have are: where is Oligar, and what can we do to prepare in the week and a half before the moon convergence?
And how much of that time do we need for travel?
Also true. If we are indeed going back to the library, then perhaps we can hold up there. Could be deserted at this point. I believe
There could be
Shuzaksa
there could be some useful information there.
Could be. I have found some there already. That is how I caught wind of the Even Shade originally.
You should probably also gather some supplies, no?
I mean,
Certainly.
if we're going north, it's probably going to be cold and inhospitable.
Do you all have cold weather clothing?
Yes,
I
believe
did
we
another
do.
life.
I believe we do. Yes, we have some cold weather adventuring gear. We have been north once already. But we should probably, get some rations and that kind of thing. Although, good lord, apparently I'm carrying a ton of. Apparently, I'm carrying rations for 16 days already.
Did you combine your inventories from Forged and Ice? Oh no, you weren't there for that.
It's safe to say you've been doing a lot of like scavenging, because oftentimes you generally do that, so you don't use your rations.
Yeah. And I still have some orcish spices that I know everyone loves.
You probably have like 2 servings of that left.
When we get on the other side of this, perhaps we'll celebrate with some orcish spices. Alright, it is possible that we, need to gather some supplies. I should look over my spell list, perhaps.
We might perhaps want some potions if we can come by that sort of thing around here.
Certainly. It does seem all of our money is tied up in the bag of holding, which is inaccessible to us at the moment.
Party funds, I'm going to say you can access. You just have to keep track of it so that it can be updated and kept accurate.
Just no close. And we could. Maybe I need to find some sort of map of the north or something and study it and see if we can pinpoint exactly where we think Craglorn is and calculate what we think the journey would be from the library. Because I don't want to try to travel in the day only to find it too late.
Right. I think we want to give ourselves at least a couple of. I mean, we probably don't need more than a day of travel because we can always wind walk, which gets us places fast. And we can see where we're going. It gets us places fastish in a way that we can see where we're going.
Doesn't that leave us a bit vulnerable, though?
Yes. It does. It's not that we're not going to come into battle that way, but if there's, some miles to travel.
Well, knowing what I know about where I've been and the journal I kept, is it safe to say, Jared, that I have a pretty good idea of where I was when I found the library?
You know that you were kind of in the northern, quote-unquote, foothills of the Threat Spire Mountains. But those go a long way, and it's a large area. So you know that that's roughly where you were. And you know that the Balaged range is north of that. But you haven't been there. So.
Well, let me do what I do and find a library. Perhaps see if I can access them.
I will also remind you that as a cleric, you do have certain spells and abilities at your disposal to gather information.
Insight check. No, just kidding.
Yeah, can't you ask Farlane questions or something like that?
I do have cartographer tools, and I could become proficient with those for 10 minutes, if given a map. And I also have ways to...
I believe you have a spell that lets you ask a yes or no question.
Correct. Should probably go formulate what that yes or no question is going to be. Well, I believe Spook might actually do what I was afraid he would do and retreat into his room basically to pour over some notes. I think he's going to become consumed with his indecisions and thoughts.
As you go to open the door to head back to your room, Spoot, right as you grab the handle and open it, a knock starts and then kind of stops on the door as you open it, and find Balthazar is there.
In my room?
No, like in the hallway as you leave to go to your room.
Oh, I see. Oh, hi? Everything all right?
He nods. And just kind of looks at you and looks at the assembled party and then looks directly at Nereus. And kind of stands up straight and very seriously says, "The messengers have arrived," and kind of nods his head and then leaves.
Did you send for somebody?
I'm afraid not, probably.
What messengers? Was this to the general group or Spoot at the door?
He nodded to Spoot and nodded to you all, but when he said the messengers have arrived, he looked directly at you, Nereus.
Well, but you can do your thing. I can have a word with my visitors.
Did you invite these visitors? Do you need some backup?
I don't think they would try anything here. If anything, you're right in the room now.
Well, we're upstairs in somebody's room.
We can come down.
Not Spoot's. We must be in Nereus's room because we're not in Spoot's room and we're not in Grig's room.
We're in Grig's room. We're just standing around Grig, and hopefully they'll hear something by osmosis. God damn it, Grig, wake up. We can come down with you. This matter can wait.
Also, Spoot can stay here and think while the rest of us go with Nereus.
That's also true. You should be fine, Spoot.
Give me a signal if you need anything.
Sure, whatever makes your heart happy. Nereus is just gonna start going towards these visitors.
As you descend into the main tap room of the Black Pearl, you see that there's a few more people. You've spent a bit of time up there. It's getting closer to midday now. There's
All
people.
of us following him.
Great. So there's people who've been, and you see Spark is kind of dotting from table to table. She notices immediately as you enter, makes eye contact with you, and looks off to the side. You follow her eyes, and what you see are two individuals sitting in the tap room of the Black Pearl, drinking something from tankards. One of them is a tall, broad, half-giant, boisterously talking, and he's kind of assembled a bit of a crowd around him, and they're like listening to him tell some kind of story about some brutal fight that he won in like a arena or a battlefield. You're not quite sure which, but he's making big grandiose gestures and like, then I did this, and like very emotive and demonstrative. His companion, meanwhile, the orcish individual, is not speaking and looks very bored and is just kind of eyeing everybody in the room, almost as if they're like looking for something, but they're not speaking and only ever so often drinking from the tankard. The half-giant is wearing sort of green and black plate armor that's kind of interlocked in interesting ways, where the orc is in black and gold armor, and it looks like the black is newer, or even though it's like chipped and like worn and battle ready and all that. But it looks like there's something more to the armor. Like it looks like there's like a piece on the center chest plate that looks like there was once some kind of ornamentation there that was either broken or smashed off or removed or something. Like there's like bits of it left, but it's mostly like, it's like if you like got someone else's name tag and then just kind of like put your sticker over it to be your name tag. Like it's kind of got that kind of vibe.
Okay.
But yeah, he's like a very like gray-skinned half orc, or orc rather, and then the half giant has like tattoos over his skull and whatever.
Pass without a trace.
Oh, I'm walking over to the table.
Never mind. Olive is going to turn to Nereus to cast Pass without a trace and sees him walking away.
Yeah. You walk right over and in the middle of this conversation, and you hear it's getting to the climax. And then he jumped at me with his massive sword, swinging straight for the middle of my skull. And so what I did was I took my axe, put it right up, blades out, catching his sword, and kicked him right in the balls. He fell down on his back, and so my axe came down right in the middle of his chest, splitting him like a peach. And people are like, oh. And he starts laughing and takes a big swig of his beverage. The orc makes no move and seems to have no motion, but definitely like eyes you as you approach.
No, don't stop on my account. These stories sound great.
They are, but that's the end of that one. I got more.
Oh, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. Where are you from? I haven't seen you around here before.
Never been. I'm from up north. It's my first time in this town. I like it. I like it here. Who are you?
Where? Oh, that's strange. You don't know who I am?
Should I?
You dropped a letter off for me yesterday.
Oh, you're that Nerean guy.
Yeah.
Well, nice to meet you. Happy to provide a service.
You as well. Did you by any chance know the contents of that letter?
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm not what you'd call a lettered man.
Oh. Don't worry, you didn't peg me as one.
Ha ha! Good eye. Ha ha!
So what are you in town for? Just visiting?
Never been? Had a letter to deliver? Here we are.
Noted.
And what about you, huh? What's got you in town getting letters all riled up?
I don't know, clearly somebody's obsessed with me and just has to send me a letter.
Ha ha ha! Well, that's the way to go.
Well, I just wanted to see what all the hubbub was about with the storytelling. But, I'll be headed out of town soon. I really hope I don't see you again.
Oh, why not? I'm having a good time.
I'm sure you will, but if you see me again, you won't be.
And why is that?
Nereus is just gonna walk away.
Okay. He calls after you, something like, hey, was that some kind of threat from you little Twiggy?
Don't blow the bar up, don't blow the bar up.
Think of Spark. Think of Spark.
I know, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, it's immediately then that Spark manages to appear in the conversation and begins, like, doing hostess things and distracting this half-giant.
Oh, never mind. I'm not down there.
Just gonna go kind of back towards everybody. They're in town from, guess where? Up north.
Shocker.
Yeah.
Generic, up north, no specifics.
No, they're just in town to deliver a letter.
Oh, well, mission accomplished.
Yeah. Anyway, has Spoot made any progress?
I don't know, I figured I would come down here and make sure you didn't blow up the bar.
I will blow him up outside of the bar.
Okay.
I don't want to have to do errands again for causing trouble.
Well, let's go upstairs and see what Spoot has learned then.
Yeah, I just told him that I hope that he never sees us again.
Cool. I mean, they don't look like people I would like to associate with.
No, but they dropped a letter off that threatens my family.
Exactly.
They're lucky they're inside the bar.
Fair.
Alright, to Spoot.
Yeah.
Did you just like burst into Spoot's room?
Pretty much.
Spoot's like
Easy
in
enough
there,
to
like
find.
all of his notes are scattered around, and he's like looking over frantically, and he's like scribbling down things, and, like rubbing his chin. Oh,
Did we learn anything?
no, I'm afraid I don't know if I have any new news. I'm just sort of deliberating on what I should do next. I don't know why, but I'm feeling even less assured of myself than usual. I have some ways to... I've been getting a lot of help from Farlane, or more specifically, the Silver-Skinned Woman in my dreams. And I have some ways to contact them, and I'm not sure the best way to go about this. I do have a spell I can use to allow me to commune, asking 3 questions. It can only be a yes or no response. And I'm not certain which are the 3 best questions to ask. That's what I'm scribbling down now. You can see, like, on his page, he's like written some things. He scratched through it, and he's written some question mark, question mark, question mark.
Is this like the thing where you talk to dead things?
Not exactly. Where I talk to deities. I haven't tried this one yet. Or have I? I might have tried it once. So funny that, like, aside, I keep forgetting about this one because of my like list of other action spells that come up handily in D&D Beyond. Identify is one. Augury is one, which we've used. It's me rolling the dice and getting the wee-woe wheel thing. And Legend Lore, which I don't know if I've tried yet. We can gather some
That's
incense.
the one where you get to learn things, right?
Correct. If we gather some incense, because it would be consumed, we could try to discover if there's any legend about Cragorn that might give us more information.
2 blocks of incense in my inventory.
Oh,
Will
how much
incense do?
No, it's a very specific incense that has a gold cost.
Yeah. There's divination, which allows me to... It's like a more advanced augury. I can ask a question that has to be about an action occurring within a week, and we're not quite there yet. Then there's commune, which doesn't show up on this list, annoyingly, and I forget about it.
Well, because it's not an action, it's a minute. It's a ritual spell.
Well, there's a whole section here for ritual spells. That's the funny thing. I don't know why it's not there, and the other ones are, but either way, I've made note of it. That is the yes or no question thing you were talking about.
Look at that. I have nothing useful that I can cast as a ritual, but I found that section.
Do you need me to go pick up anything in town?
Well, I think it wouldn't hurt. Let me look through my inventory. If I had 250 gold worth of incense.
It's a lot of incense.
It is a lot of incense.
It's just very special incense. It's not like a large quantity. It's just very specific.
Ritually type incense.
He's got that bougie incense.
Yeah. Knowledge incense. I definitely had plans to do this once prior, and I don't know if... I can't find anywhere in my notes that I did this. I don't know if that rings a bell with you, Jared. It would have probably been some time ago.
I think you talked about it, but you never pulled the trigger.
I probably didn't have the incense, and I probably was out in the... Yeah, I probably was in the wilderness. I probably looked at the spell and went, oh, this is genius. Oh, it has a cost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Olive carries incense, but it's the ordinary kind that y'all hate.
We could burn it. You know, what's the worst that could happen?
I would like
In
that.
the ocean.
Wait, this is commune, right? That we're talking about, or legend lore?
Legend lore requires the incense.
Legend lore requires the incense. Commune does not. Well, it does, but your holy symbol will cover commune.
Gotcha. Yeah, that I do believe. But for legend lore, I might find some information about Craglorn.
Do you want us to go shopping for incense?
Yeah, we definitely need a 500 GP diamond. Like that's an absolute. That should be top of the list. I have incense for divination, but it's not enough. Oh, I do have it. I have enough incense now. I can cast legend lore.
I no longer have a diamond of any kind. I think we used them all to resurrect Grig.
Correct. We should replenish our diamonds.
Do I need to go diamond shopping?
Yes. I have one left for Revivify, but where we're going,
0.
we're probably going to want one for Raised Dead, which costs more.
I have 0, and I usually carry 1 as well, because if you go down, someone has to wake you up.
Greg has the spell too. Alright. I'll go diamond shopping. I'll take some money from Greg.
Cool. We don't need to roleplay that. Just go ahead real quick. Roll me just a straight luck check. If you get
Luck check?
Yep, so it's a straight D20. If you get a 5, then you'll find 1 diamond. If you get a 10, you'll get 2. If you get a 15, you'll find 3. And if you roll a natural 20, you will get 4.
Fuck.
You find 3 Revivify diamonds. You rolled really high, so they will price them. Actually, they will price them at $275 each because you want to buy all 3.
Okay.
So that ultimately means, just so I'm doing rules math, we could use 2 of those to equate for a Raised Dead spell. Because it will exceed...
Raised Dead 500?
Correct. It will exceed the value, is that correct?
Yeah.
Unless it specifies it has to be a single diamond.
It just has a gold value.
I'm like, if you have a high enough quality diamond, if you have 2 of them, then the quality is the quality. So it's just how you use your resources.
Gotcha.
Like you couldn't use diamond dust for it.
Correct.
But you could use like really nice diamonds. I allow that. But they do have to be of a quality. Like you couldn't use a bunch of like 50 GP diamonds. But like once you start getting into like 250, 300, 500, like those quality diamonds are good. However, well, you're not there, so you don't know. But this is the deal that Nereus can make.
I would have said we need some diamond dust also for greater restoration.
Yeah, diamond dust is easier to get. How much diamond dust are you looking to get?
4. So like 100 GP worth.
Cool. Yeah, that is also easy enough to get, and you can get it for 120. Winton's a pricey city because everybody price gouges.
Fair.
And then, do I need to find a Raised Dead diamond?
No, we were just discussing that 2 Revivify diamonds will work.
More than...
Okay.
If they are of high enough quality. So like a 250 and a 250 won't necessarily be the same as a 500, but a 300 and a 300 might be.
Gotcha.
So the quality has to be a little bit higher if you're using more diamonds.
Sure.
This is a bit meta. All is not lost entirely if that spell were to fail, because I can now cast the ultimate Bring Back to Life spell, but that is a much more involved process. As long as the
Ultimate
body
bring
makes...
back Callisto.
Yeah, as
Yep.
long as the body makes it back.
You have true resurrection?
Correct.
Damn.
Whoa.
That's good.
I know, I thought that was like 8 or 9.
Let me check myself. Hang on.
I can regenerate limbs.
You might have you might not have true resurrection, but you might have reincarnation.
I have resurrection.
Oh, you have resurrection. Wonderful.
Correct.
I have reincarnation, and that's the thing that turns you into a goblin or
Yeah.
whatever.
Cool. So 3 diamonds at 275. Yeah. And then 120 gold of diamond dust for 4 uses. So track that math, and you can subtract it from the party funds. Oh, YKK Zipper, thank you for the follow. Sorry that the alert didn't sound, but thank you,
Oh
Zipper.
no!
Yeah, I don't know why that didn't work. But that's okay. It's all good. Anyway, so that shopping can accomplish. Meanwhile, while Nereus is out doing that, what are y'all up to?
All right. I think because I'm indecisive, I'm going to start with something that doesn't require me to ask questions that could backfire. And we're going to cast Legend Lore. Wait, do I have the ivory strips? This is an expensive spell.
Yeah, because it's a good one.
It is a good one. And this is the time to use it. And I'm...
YKK Zipper, thank you for subscribing. Thank you so much. Welcome in. Thank you for being a forger. Thank you so much. Thank you, Zipperco. That's wonderful.
I believe I'm going to have to go out and get some ivory. It seems that I don't have that yet.
Want to just send me a sending while I'm out shopping for you already?
Might as well. We're not going anywhere today, right?
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, I'll let you know that I need 4 ivory strips. Ivory strip, that sounds wrong.
Ivory strips?
Yeah, 4 ivory strips worth at least 50 gold each. I'll mark that sending off the... I'll say, oh, Nereus, I forgot. I also need some ivory strips. I don't really know what that is.
Spell costs, or are you keeping track so Greg yells at you?
Do you want me to? I can keep track of it.
Yeah, I want Greg to yell at you.
So we've spent 275 times 3 plus the 120.
Plus apparently a bunch of ivory.
Plus whatever the ivory is, and it should be about 50 each.
You want how many pieces of ivory?
4 is the magic number.
And they're 100 each or 25 each?
50 each, actually.
You find what you want for 225.
All right, that sounds about right. That's what I said. Sorry, Greg. If you were awake, you could have, had a say in this. I'm going to say from the Bank of Grig.
Yep. Great.
Cool. I am ready to go as soon as Nereus gets back.
Go up north?
No. Just to cast the spell.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh shit.
Everyone better be ready. We're going down.
Check your bags.
Put the pep in the step.
I'm going to start with the legend lore, but we should think of these questions. All right, question number 1, I'm thinking, because I don't know if we know this for certain, is Oligar with the Ibn Shade? Is that a dumb question to ask?
I think it's unnecessary. He's threatening Nereus' family.
Well, that doesn't tell us where he is.
No. But we don't know where he is. We can't ask a yes or no question of where is he.
Could ask if he's in Craglorn. I don't know. I might need to ponder these yes or no questions a bit further.
It's Craghold is what you've been told, not Craghold.
Craghold. Where am I getting Craglorn from? Must be from another thing. Craghold. Let me see if I wrote it down wrong a minute. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to cast Legend Lore on whenever Nereus is back.
Okay. All right. So you are casting it on Craghold?
Correct.
Great. Let's see. Okay, so here's what you divine about Craghold based on your spell. What you get is Craghold was at one point a significant point of power for the Society of Mages known as the Ibn. Before the breaking, it was a stronghold of a particular group that focused mainly on experimentation, like powering up spells, like building new spells, more powerful spells. Not so much enchanting objects, but more solidifying and amplifying of magical powers and abilities. It was originally located near an orcish kingdom before the breaking. You don't get much on where its current location is. But it is... You realize that it is not a place that like people went to for like diplomatic missions. It was a research lab, essentially. And you believe, and you also find out that it was built on a location known as a focus point or a focal of a ley line, where which are magical like conduits that stretch across the entire world, and where those lines meet and intersect can be places of great power. Whether or not that is still a place after the breaking is up for debate. Does that all make sense?
Cool. I think so. I'm just trying to jot all that down. Okay. Some of that sounds familiar, and I wonder if I've been told it and forgot it. But evidently, either I've lost my notes or I'm having trouble finding it because I've been calling it Craig Lorne off and on.
Yeah, it is Craghold. But that's okay. Don't worry about that. Just
correct. I'm just correcting that for my notes because that'll be impossible to find later.
Sure. So that is the spell you use. Go ahead and mark off a use of those spell components.
Don't know if I have much need for that spell again, so...
Well, that's good because it's an expensive one.
Sure was.
Oh, sorry. Were you only getting one casting of the spell for Ivory, or were you getting 4 castings?
It requires 4. for the one spell. It is a very expensive spell.
Right, but there's a difference between getting 4 components to cast it and 4 castings worth of components.
4 ivory strips.
So 1 component cast,
Which
then
eat
it
one-
was
yeah,
then it was
one
not
casting.
then it was not 225, it was 60 gold.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
Savings.
I read that wrong. For some reason, I thought they were 50 apiece. So that's much better.
Oh, and 4 ivory strips worth at least 50 each. So the original price does stand. Sorry.
Okay, I read that right. It is an expensive spell.
You absolutely read it right, and it is a very expensive spell. Anyway, moving forward. So that is what you get off of your legend lore, which is a lot. Like you get a lot, and like you also know from that spell that like because it was a research lab, it had a lot of magical defenses in it. It had a lot of wards all throughout it, and it housed at the time in history unknown numbers of mages.
It does, yeah. It does make me wonder if there were some secrets left in that Ozmag library that would prove useful. And I don't remember how easy it is to return there. I mean, going back to the swamp, so probably not easy.
Yeah. Unless you use a teleport or something like that, because there's no teleportation circles there that you know of. And
I don't know the.
Didn't we leave there via tree?
Yeah, but yeah, so we could get close, I guess, via tree.
There were certainly trees in the area.
I still have the key. I mean, I'm just thinking, like, I probably need to spend a day at the library or something. Maybe I can unlock some other secret of, like, does the Orcus stronghold give me a clue? Is there somewhere someone written anything post-breaking?
Well, so for post-breaking stuff, you could go to a library here. You know that there is a Temple to the Knowing Mistress here.
Yes, yeah. And,
the other thing about going back to Ozmag is that was a pre-breaking library.
True. Which I've already...
Which will tell you, which if you find and can decipher it, will tell you stuff maybe about what Cragshard was, or Craghold was pre-breaking, not its current status.
Good point. Yeah, I need to find some way to use this knowledge to see if we can help pinpoint its current location. That's what I got. Does that sound crazy? I don't know if that's spending a bunch of time looking at maps of the northern region or like studying anything to like maybe someone map it
and
out.
Again, Johanna is still being mapped. Like, especially in the far north where people don't go very often. Like, the map that you have is like a general idea map. Like, the edges are not filled in, essentially.
Right, we can't just go up to AAA and get them to print us a roadmap.
Yeah, that kind of information is still being gathered and does not exist yet, given your proximity to the breaking. It's only been done about 20 years or so.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't think I have anything that can help. I mean, I have some very, very powerful spells to help guide me, but I believe they all are contingent on whether or not I am actually familiar with the place. For instance...
Yeah, I can find places we've been before, but I can't find a new place.
Wait, so you have the sigils that we need?
Well, I got the sigils that will take us to the library in the north.
Right.
But I have a strong feeling that is not exactly the location of Craghold. So we will still need to find it once we are there.
Right.
Which we could do by traveling.
Weren't you looking for a library? Like, is that library going to be a useful one?
Right. It might have
Again, that's a pre-breaking. I think that's another pre-breaking library. The stuff I discovered there was ancient text. That's stuff that was written about the Ibn in a journal of the Ibn. Yeah. So but I don't. Unless we want to go back and see if there were any clues left, as where he was like secret hideout is located at.
There was no secret hideout here, Xmark.
I didn't think
Right.
so. Jared, I think I rolled pretty well during that, and Jared gave me a lot of information. So I feel like I've learned everything I could have learned from that. Unless you
You
want to
are
spin a
here.
Yeah,
If only they had a map like that.
right. If any of my servants find this map, please locate me at.
Yeah, you
Please
can
forward my
certainly
mail.
like go to the closest temple to the Knowing Mistress and see if they might have anything. But again, if it is where your dreams have told you it is, it's in a fairly uncharted area.
Yeah, this is all sounded about right. Ooh, actually,
But you never
do need
know.
something.
You might find something.
Well, it's the only lead I have right now until someone, and I think everyone should be thinking about proper yes or no questions, because this is Pat speaking, fucked up that every time I've tried to use it. Something that requires specificity, so.
I mean, a yes or no question is a yes or no question. Is Oligar with the Ibn Shade would be a yes or no question.
Well, correct, but is it a valuable yes or no question? I don't know. And it does look like that has spell component cost, which I think I have prepared for. It's pretty cheap, that one, though, thankfully.
Commune is only an incense and a vial of holy or unholy water, which has no
that's
gold
right.
cost.
That's right, we're talking about commune. Yeah, divination I have, I think, prepared for, perhaps. But
That is different, yeah. But that's okay. So what do you want to do? That's my question.
library.
Yeah,
Ayun or Osmag?
he's going to
Not Osmac.
Okay.
he's going to the Knowing Mistress's temple, which is a library. It's again this one is also a 3-sided building, much like the one in Fay Harbor. You've been here once before. They recognize you. They don't get a lot of turtles, so they recognize you, and you're getting a bit of fame per Spark's earlier comments. They ask if they can help you at all.
Yeah, I'll sort of try to be concise as much as is possible with Spoot's brain.
Anything about the North or Craghold or anything like that?
Basically, yeah.
Cool.
The clues that I have to go off on, basically, was once next to an orchid stronghold, la la la.
Cool. They're going to help you look for this book, so go ahead and make an investigation check with advantage.
Awesome.
Okay. So they kind of scour the library. They come back with a small little, like, it's a bit more than a pamphlet, but it's like a thin book. It's more like a bound leather. Yes, go ahead.
Oh, sorry to cut you off. Just before you give too much away, would it be possible in this moment to use my knowledge of, what is it called? Know the truth?
I believe it is any intelligence-based skill check, correct?
Great. If that, I will check that off. If that is true, that will be a +5.
Cool. Which would bring you to a 13.
That's over 10, baby.
It is. So they do bring you a little journal. It appears to be handwritten, like it's an original text kind of deal. But most books these days are still handwritten. Printing presses are very rare. But this one appears to be like field notes, and it's just labeled at the top on the first page. Notes of the Northern Errant Wilds by Trip Sharprunner, Explorer Extraordinaire. And it's more like, I did this cool thing and I've faced these monsters here and I'm so great and brave and searching for these ruins and I know there's stuff up here, I just need to find it. It's kind of like if Indiana Jones wrote a boastful memoir. It's kind of like that. But instead of it being like, this is exactly where I found the Ark of the Covenant, this is the secrets to get in, it's more like, I found the Ark of the Covenant and I'm really cool because I did it. I know where it is, and I sold it for all this money, and that's where we are with that. So it's pseudo-helpful. You get the sense that, through reading this, that he probably did go there. Not necessarily to Craghold, but to the northern area, the region you're looking in. The most interesting thing about it is on one of the final pages, it is written that I will definitely be coming back here. Stay ready for part 2. In the meantime, I leave this in keeping of the archivist of the Knowing Mistress in the city of Winton. I'll be back. And then there's a big signature of Trip Sharprunner.
Do we think he's gone out again?
Make a history check for me, Spoot.
That is a name that sounds vaguely familiar. You know what? Just because I need to do this, I'm also going to use my special ability on this roll, regardless.
Okay, so there'll be a +5 on this as well.
And it was
That's a 19. With a 19, you keep thinking of the name Trip Sharprunner. Why is that name familiar? And you think back to early on in your adventures when you had Adis and Carely with you. And you were on the side of a road, and this little gnome riding a crazy insect creature came up and introduced himself as Trip Sharprunner in kind of a white Indiana Jones fedora and like a white leather overcoat.
Okay.
So you've met this guy.
Which means I can send him a message. Tomorrow, because I've spent all my sendings. Oh, actually, I guess I could upcast it.
Sure. You don't get any more words, but you could.
Wouldn't that be hilarious? 26 words.
Oh my god. It would do that too.
You get one additional word per spell level cast above.
I would like to cast this as a level 7 spell for 28 words. 29, actually.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Hugs
all right.
and kisses.
I will spend a... I'm going to ask him. I'm at the library. I'm not with the... Maybe I go back to the party with this info. Catch him up on what the...
Yep, so you all get caught up. Defect, you would also remember this crazy individual because you don't see many gnomes on insects.
Mm-hmm.
So you've met this guy.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
we have.
This guy.
Do you think he's going to help us?
I do, actually. I think the spirit of helping us is within him.
Do you think he's making it up?
Why would he?
He was a boastful lad, but I don't think he was a bad guy. We were deeply suspicious of him, of course, when we met him, but I think he was okay.
So clearly we should call him up and ask him how to save the world.
This could be fun. Alright, I'll send him a message.
Okay. What message do you send him?
It's me,
WGA DrewCom, thank you for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. Welcome in. We're just about to send a message to an Indiana Jones gnome. It's going to be a good time.
Who rides an insect?
DrewCom raid. Woo! Welcome in. Thank you so much. Awesome. Welcome in. We're playing some D&D here. It's going to be fun times. Okay, what is the message you send to Trip Sharprunner, Explorer Extraordinaire?
I have to think carefully about this. Does someone want to do the hand counting for me?
Sure, go.
Hi, Trip. This is Spoot. We met before. We need your expert knowledge of the North for some navigation. Can you help us? We are in... Winton?
5 more.
Winton, thank you. I think Skyrim names in my head for some reason. We are in Winton, Where are you?
Okay.
You can reply to this message.
That part does not go through.
Nope.
You just say you, and then
You and a little time goes by, like a few moments, and he's like, "Oh yeah, the turtle on the side of the road. I'm in the north at the moment. Found a cave, kind of hiding out from monsters. Happy to help if I can." And that is kind of where it cuts off.
He's in it. I'll tell Parker. Okay, so he is in the north already. He's currently hiding from monsters in a cave. Perhaps if we go assist him, maybe he can help lead us there. But are we ready to travel?
Sure. I mean, as long as we have a lot of packing to do. But he's in a cave in the north? Like, that's not very specific.
No, I don't really know how we'll find him unless he can give us more definitive.
You could
Can I
message him again?
Yeah, well, that I will do. I'm just trying to make sure I don't waste my spell. Just so I'm armed with knowledge. I have again. Did we say that? Okay, I have a decent-ish idea of where that library is. It takes us close to the north. Bala. Okay.
Yeah, you know it was those northern foothills of the Threat Spire Mountains.
Remind myself where that is on the map.
The big range right in kind of on the eastern coast there, that's the Threat Spires.
We crossed them on the way to the Embering Elms.
Yeah, they go pretty much from the swamp of Ozmag all the way up through the Errant Wilds.
Oh, I see. So that's still quite a ways to go before we're at the Baladeg range? Interesting.
Well, it's hard to know.
Do we know of any place that gets us further than that?
Not that you are aware of.
I don't think so. Okay.
Not
I'll send a
unless this
message.
guy can tell us.
I'll send a message back saying we were going to journey to the north. Maybe we can help. Can you help us locate you? We can get to the foothills of the Threat Spire by tomorrow.
Okay. He responds almost immediately. Well, I'm in the northern foothills. This cave is pretty deep. Think there's a building back here. Oh, it's a fallen tower. That's weird. You ever been to a fallen tower in a mountain?
What are the odds?
sounds like
where I found that library.
Spoot, it sounds exactly like where you found that library.
What are the odds? Spoot looks up and says a little to Farlane and the silver-skinned woman. Well, I told him when we can be there by tomorrow, perhaps sooner. So let's not waste any more.
He did not sound like I'm gonna die now. He was just like, right. I'm hiding.
Yeah, I don't want to go outside. Let's prepare ourselves today. Get a little rest. I'll get my spell slots back, and then perhaps we go out tomorrow. Where is our house?
Fay Harbor.
Yeah, Fay Harbor.
Is there any way to send something to Fay Harbor?
Yes.
Like, easily?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Some kind of United Postal Service?
You have the latch blade.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I can open a portal to Fay Harbor at any moment, but you only get it for a minute.
A minute.
Okay, I'm gonna contact Adis. I think I'm gonna just burn through all my sending spells last night before we sleep.
Okay.
I'm gonna contact Adis and ask if I can deliver a message to him. If now is a good time.
So you're messaging to ask if you can deliver a message?
A physical message. I want to hand him something physically, but I'm going to ask him metaphysically if now is a good time. And if I hear deep and heavy breathing, I will check back tomorrow.
He replies, "Yeah."
Okay, we need to remind me the latch blade-ness. Where would that take us when we use it?
It takes us to Adis's vial of blood, which he was storing in the basement of our house.
Great. I'm gonna let him know. Probably in the same message that like I'll just drop it off in the basement, and it will have instructions in it.
Yeah. If you had included that, he was like, "Yeah, I'll be there in 5 minutes."
Great. I'm gonna like tear something out of the notebook, write a few things, fold it up, put it in a little thing, write a thing on the top, and okay, Kirley, can you latch blade for me?
Who?
Sorry, Ghost of Kirley. Sue. What was that?
I didn't think Carly could wield a scimitar. She did not have any strength.
Yep.
Oh, fair. Olive, if you don't mind. I'd like to deliver this to Adis. If you don't mind, could you do the thing with
Sure.
portal?
Anyone else have anything else they want to send home? No?
No.
Alright, Olive will pull out the latch blade and open the portal to Adis's blood vial.
Yep.
In Fey Harbor.
Is Adis there yet? He's not. That's okay. I might just leave it and run.
No, the portal appears in the basement, and Adis is there with a little lantern encased in glass and a candle. And you see that strange marker tattoo or whatever it is on his face, his one golden eye, and he's cleaned up a little bit. Like his scruff is shaved off. He's got like a clean shaven face at the moment. He's like, I know it's real quick. What do you got?
Adis, I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't think about the time. I want you to keep this for safekeeping. We're off to the most dangerous part of our journey. I wanted to know this would be safe.
Yeah,
and
okay.
I wanted to see you one last time. I hope you're well.
It's good to see you too, Spoon. You should spend more time here when you finish whatever you got to do. I've made some good progress in my searching.
I certainly look forward to spending a lot of time relaxing.
30 seconds.
Anyway,
I'll need the latch blade.
Let me hand you the...
I'll need the latch blade anyway, so come back alive with it.
Will do. And I'll hand him the...
he takes it.
Paper.
Yeah, he takes it. And you step back through, and he waves at everybody, and the portal whoosh, closes.
Got one more message I need to send tonight.
Okay.
Maybe two.
Who to?
I think the last one I'll do in private. The next one will be to Paduke, who has long been ignored.
Send away to your favorite little sprite.
We left him in Barteria, didn't we?
Yes, and it's been a moment since we checked in on him.
Yep, it's been a few weeks since you checked in on Paduke.
That's okay. That's better than I thought, to be honest. I'll say, Paduke, I am sorry to disturb you. I just wanted to check in. We have not forgotten you. And we may go another week or so before we're able to speak again. So I hope you're well. Please let us know if you need anything. We are about to embark on our most dangerous part of the journey.
Cool. And that's where the message cuts off. You get an immediate response. Hey, Sprout. My work is going well. I'm clearing out certain things in Barteria, and I think I've found the answer to the crazy weather here. Might need your help to get at it, but I think it's doable.
Side quest.
Yeah, that'll have. That'll, yeah,
Be-
exactly. That's one of those side quests that you put off after the main quest.
Be safe.
All right, dude, that's all I can afford. I think the very, 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 very final message I'll send once I've retired to my bedroom.
Okay. Anybody want to do anything else before you all turn in for the night?
No.
Okay.
Olive has no useful magic.
About an hour before, about an hour after dinner or before dinner, Spark Yarrow appears before you all, and she lets you know that those two messengers have departed for the evening, and they have left the Black Pearl.
God.
She relays that they did not cause any trouble. The one guy was very quiet, and the other guy, well, obnoxious and boastful, didn't cause any ruckus.
Good.
I hope it stays that way.
And
I hope
so
that they truly were innocent messengers.
and so the night turns in, and you all get into your rooms. Spoot, what is the final message you would like to send?
Final message will be to my family. I know I can only send it to one or the two. I don't really think I have a favorite parent or anything. So,
Which one are you picking?
I'll send it to my mother, and tell her to pass it on to the rest of the family and the village. And I'll keep it brief, just saying that I wanted to check in, and I hope they're doing well. I may be out of reach for the next week or so, but at the next chance I get, I will check in and hopefully pay them a visit, because I want to see how my little brother's doing.
Cool. So you get a response from Jute. We're okay. I hope you are too. Be safe. Husp is well. We trust you, and our love goes with you, but we don't want to suffocate you, and we respect your individuality and your own imperatives. And then it cuts off when she starts kind of giving you, like, we send your love, but we understand that you are an individual and you are a grown man and you can do these things and it's your life and you got to live it, but da 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 da.
But we might not approve of them, but we still love you.
That's very sweet. I know, I was just thinking, I was actually writing out what I probably would say, and I probably did the same thing. I probably rambled on, like, I want to see my
So you all turn in, you all get a full rest. What are you doing the next day?
All right, how do we get there, Spoot?
I will hand Nereus the piece of paper that has the coordinates on it that I have conjured up.
Yeah. You hand them over to Nereus. Nereus, you can copy the sigils. Spark or Balthazar brings you back down to that same basement that you used previously here in order to cast your teleportation circle. Spark Yarrow looks at you all before you leave. All right, lovely. You all be careful and be safe up there, yeah? If you get into any trouble, get out of it, okay?
We'll do our best.
That's my lovely. And she kind of like puts a hand under Nereus' chin and kind of gives you a little squeeze. You are quite a troublesome lot, but I've grown rather fond of you all, eh? So, be safe out there. Come back with a story for old Spark, huh?
If we come back, there most certainly will be a story.
You only come back if you try to come back, eh? Lighten up, Spook. Life's worth living. And it's all about the adventure until you can't anymore, eh? There's a good love. All right, lovies.
She'll smile.
Good luck. The Black Pearl will be here with doors open when you return, eh?
See you.
It's always a pleasure, lovey. Always a pleasure. And she touches your shoulder as she walks back up the stairs, leaving you to cast your spell.
Olive trips on the stairs on her way down.
Fair enough. You cast the runes, and lightning comes up from them, enveloping you all, and you feel that sensation of your stomach twisting in on itself and getting into a knot. And right before you feel like you're going to be torn apart, you poof into darkness. And Spoot, with your fancy new night vision shades, courtesy of Grigg, you can see that indeed the cave that you return to is that little hidden cave that or little hidden room with the like broken archway and the symbols. You can see that the glow that used to like permanently be in them has died down, only just reactivated from Nereus's exact knowledge of these runes, but they quickly go inert once again. But you see the broken archway, you see the doorway that you had closed behind you that you know leads out into the library proper of this Ibanese library.
Well, I suppose it's time to track down Trip. I guess I could send him a message to let him know that we've arrived.
I mean, this room's not very big. Can we just shout?
Well, you're in a small room. Spoot, you know that this is like a hidden room, and you know that beyond it is the main library, which has like multiple floors and big open spaces and whatnot.
Perhaps we can make it to the main library, which I believe is part of that tower, right? It had different levels.
Yeah, the top of the tower had like broken off and was like off on the side of a massive cavern, but the base of the structure is the library.
Yeah, we might can make it to that section and give a shout. I don't think there's any harm, per se, in calling out for Trip.
Cool. So you open the secret door, which makes a little bit of noise, and you exit into a dark library. I think all of you now have dark vision, so you can see.
Put a little light.
And what you see around you is you see towering bookcases 10, 12 feet tall with like rotted volumes and like stuff on the floor. Like it looks like it's been through an earthquake, because it really kind of has. And it's just smashed. There's not a lot of useful stuff here. And as you kind of navigate your way out following Spoot, you begin to hear something. And you begin to hear, and as
Did it
you
look like this the last time you were here, Spoot?
Looks, yes. Sound, not so much.
slowly you begin to approach like the balcony that overlooks down onto the main foyer or floor from this third level that you have learned that you are on. And when you look over this ancient, tarnished, broken railing, down on the floor, you see a small figure in front of a fire with a much larger kind of insectoid creature kind of sitting next to him, just kind of humming to himself as he's frying up something in a pan. And I'm the best and nobody's better than me. Gonna make it for me. And he flips an egg, and that's where we're going to end tonight's session of Nuuli Forged. So, well done, everybody. You have made it to the northern foothills of the Threatspire Mountains, and presumably found Trip Sharprunner, a possible point of aid and connection. So, good job, everyone. It's so fun to be back with you all playing these, our main characters again. So, thank you very much. I hope you all had fun this evening and enjoyed the little video. I'll throw it in the Discord, and I'm sure I'll put it on our YouTube as well. So,
Cute.
yeah.
It was a cute little video. You missed it, Mike.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll probably have to edit this for YouTube to cut out all the techno crap that happened, because we got techno rammed tonight, definitely. But big shout outs, of course. Thank you to WGA Drewcom for the raid. Thank you so much. I think that's only like our second or third raid ever in 3 years, so that's super exciting. Thank you, Drewcom. Hope some of your friends stuck around. Hope you had a good time playing Baldur's Gate 3. Thank you, of course, to Zipper, YKK_Zipper_Co. Thank you, Zipper, for giving us a follow and for subscribing. Thank you so much.
Yay.
Thank you, NYC Zombie, for subscribing. And thank you, Kraken Deliriax, for following us about 4 days ago. So thank you, Kraken.
Woohoo.
Thank you, NYC. Thank you, Zipper. And thank you, Drew. So much love found tonight, which is great because we came back for our first episode on our main campaign in quite a while. Episode 120. We'll be back next week with episode 121. But all that being said, let's go around and say our goodbyes, and I will figure out who we gonna raid tonight and share some of this raid love. So let's start off our goodbyes with the guy who wasn't here for the hellos. Let's start off with Defect.
Back in the mail.
Hey, I'm Mike. I play Defect, and thank you guys for coming in, and we'll see you next week.
Wonderful. Going down to Olive.
Hey, I am Sarah, and I have been Olive, and we have been Nuuli Forged. Presumably, if you can hear my voice, you can spell that, but it's NUULIFORGED, and we're on a whole bunch of social media places. You should just search for us wherever you get your social media, because we're in all those places. And you should follow and subscribe and like Nuuli Forged. Certainly, you can watch our past videos on YouTube. And we are on Twitch on Wednesdays at 7. And yeah. Okay, thanks, bye.
Wonderful. And to Nereus.
Hey guys, thanks for watching.
And looking forward to seeing you guys next week. Find out what happens.
Wonderful. And of course, last but most certainly not the least, Spoot.
Yeah, got nothing else to say except thank you for watching, and glad to be back. Sorry, it's a little easing back into figuring out what we were doing and where to go, but feels like we're on the right track. I hope.
Wonderful. And I have been Jared, your humble dungeon master here on Nuuli Forged. We're going to gear up to raid the dungeon run, so please hop in this raid. Let them know that they've been newly raided. Thank you so much of all to Ives Got It for being the best moderator that we have ever had, could ever ask for. And happy National Coming Out Day to everybody. It's crazy out there. Be safe, be kind, be a good person, don't be a dick. All the things. And find us on all the socials, Threads, Blue Sky, the old Bird one, the Insta one. We're on them all. By all means, come say hi, join the conversation. It'll be a fun time. And that's all. So we will see you next week on the 18th at 7 p.m. right here on Twitch. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.